check. My Facebook live producer is very slow at the moment, so bear with me. And I apologise for being a few minutes late. It's all been a bit hectic here today, as it is. Right. Hello everyone and welcome to today's Marketing Monday. I hope you're really well. I want to say sorry for being a few minutes late. It's been a bit hectic here today, and my husband's work schedule's changed a lot, so it's that's why we've moved this 3 times. But we're here now, which is all that's important. So I'm going to wait a couple of minutes and see if anyone's going to come on. I know it's a bit of an awkward time, 6:30, but I didn't want it to be too late. And I wanted to get the information over to you as quickly as possible. I can see someone's come on, so hi, I hope you're well. If you can say who you are, where you're from, things like that, that'd be amazing, just so that I can keep an eye. I've just seen someone else has joined, so bear with me. Just get a few things set up. How are we all doing? Are we all staying safe and sane and healthy? Or is it all a bit crazy at the moment, like it is in our household? Hope you're let me know how the past week's been for you. If you've had any struggles, let me know. If you can leave a comment, that'd be great, or leave an emoji or say hi if you're on. I'm sorry if you hear my 2-year-old in the background. He's currently having his tea. And if you are watching on replay, please, as always, use the hashtag replay. Hi Nikki, hi Julie. Glad to see you, and you could make it. I'm sorry if I'm a few minutes late. Have you both had good weeks? Has it been productive, or has it been kind of a bit hectic? Let me know. Let me know if you're staying sane as well, because I know it's all over the place at the moment. I'm just going to wait a couple of seconds to see if anyone comes on. Nikki, you've said it's a crazy day. Is that good crazy or bad crazy? I'm never quite sure what I prefer. Let me know. I'll just wait a couple more seconds because I'm sure we're all keen to kind of carry on with our evening. Oh, that's good, Nikki. I'm glad it's been really busy for you. Today's been a bit of an odd one today. My husband's ended up working a lot later. He's working from home, and I've been gardening. Someone else has just come on, so I'm going to say hi. It should come up with who you are. As always, if you've got any questions, let me know. And today won't be too long. But I'm going to get started now. As I say, just drop a question in. I've just seen something else has come up. Julie, being more productive in the garden than business, but a good week. Yeah, well, at least we're getting our gardens done, so when business picks up, we'll be sorted at home. That's the theory, at least. Whether it will happen, I don't know, but that's the plan. So today I'm going to do something quite different. What I'm going to do is talk to you about how I'd managed 2 weeks of marketing. And I'm going to give you 14 activities that you can do every day over the next 2 weeks to achieve a certain goal or aim in your business. Now, there is a lot of information in this, and I'm going to run through it quite quickly. So I will be uploading a workbook straight away so that you can work through it, and it's all there. As always, the information will only be available for the next 48 hours, so make sure that you make the most of it now. Either watch it or print it off so you've got access to it. That would be amazing. Just so that you can keep referring to it and keep doing it. And again, I'm really sorry to having to mess you around with rescheduling the session, but it will be available for the next 48 hours. So probably until about 7 p.m. on Wednesday. Now, the reason of this exercise is that I want to show you how you should be doing some marketing every day. Because it's so easy to think it's an activity that we do once a month or we do once a week. But I want to show you that actually we should be marketing every day, and it doesn't take long to do. So it's not something that you've got to give 3 hours to every day. It's something that you can spend 10 minutes doing, especially if you set everything up in advance, which I'm going to take you through. Now, some of the tasks will take slightly longer, but all the tasks I'm going to give you for the next 2 weeks are literally the maximum of 1 hour. Now, I say it's for the next 2 weeks, but it could be used at any point in business. Keep using it, you can adapt it, you can see what works and what doesn't work. It's entirely up to you, just use it as much as you can. So, let's get started. As I said, worksheet will be available from this afternoon, so you can print that off and reference it, and it will give you some points to work through that I'm going to talk about this now. So I want you to use this time, because in theory we should only have Well, best case scenario, we've only got 2 weeks till everything returns to normal. Worst case, it could be a lot longer. But if we've only got 2 weeks, I don't want you to get to the end of the 2 weeks and go back to normality, whatever degree that's in, and feel like you've wasted all this time. What I want to do is give you something that you can achieve over the next fortnight, so that if all this ends when we think it might end, or when it's being predicted to end, which is the 11th of May, or when there's rumours, I should say, rather than predicted, you've actually achieved something at the end of it. I don't want you to get to the 11th of May and think, oh, I should have done so much. So this is kind of like a mini challenge. If you want to tell me how you're getting on in the group, what's working for you, that would be amazing. But I'm doing this so that you can actually achieve something. Now, obviously, if you're based abroad, I know that lockdown's all different, but it still gives you something you can achieve in the next 2 weeks. So I just want to help you make the most of this opportunity. And as always, it's up to you whether you do it. But the tasks aren't difficult, they won't take long, and they will bring you results, because they'll make sure that you're doing some aspect of marketing every day and get you into the habit of doing it. And if you can get into the habit, it becomes easier and easier, and you can just start doing it regularly. As we know, marketing is the management process. So it's not just promotions, but it's actually called the management process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customers' needs profitably. Now, what does that mean in normal words? It means that it's not just promoting. It's getting things like your product right. It means that you get your pricing right for you and your customer. It also means that you sell it in the right place, or you make it available in the right place. It does mean that you promote yourself and you promote your business and your products in the right way. But it also involves so much more. So there's 7 P's in marketing. So there's product, price, place, promotions, processes, physical evidence, and people. And all that boils down to is getting the right product, selling it at the right price for you and your customer, and sharing about it in the right way, making it accessible for your customer, making sure that you offer the right experience and customer service, and make sure that all your processes match your customers' needs, your needs, and they make sense, and they can be cost saving as well. And really, everything supports the idea you're trying to create about your business. So that means your physical products. So, for example, the workbooks I share with you match my brand, to my idea. They give you the information you need. They don't shortchange you. Your packaging, it provides the right kind of environment for your products. It might be that they need carefully wrapping, so your packaging does that, or it might be basic prices that you're charging, so your packaging may be really basic, or it might be high-end products and your packaging needs to reflect that. So when we think about marketing activities for every day, we think about it in more than just promotion. So now I've done a brief introduction, I want to talk to you about the activities that I would say for you to do over the next 14 days. Please leave any comments or questions at the end. And if you have just come on, please say hi, or let me know if you're watching on replay. So for day 1, the first thing you need to do is set a goal. So I'd like you to start this activity by setting a goal for the end of this 2 weeks. So think, what is the one thing that you want to achieve? What do you want to have achieved by this time in 2 weeks? And you need to be specific. So goals could be sales related. It could be that you want 3 sales of a product or service you offer. It could be that you want to raise an awareness. So you may want 20 more followers on Facebook or Instagram or Pinterest. Or it may be that you want 50 more members in your group. So there's kind of sales, there's awareness, and then there's also kind of the other side, which could be generating new leads. You may want to increase customer satisfaction. You may want to be more visible. So you need to figure out what you want to achieve at the end of these 2 weeks, and you need to write it down. And try and make sure that it's kind of specific. Make sure that it stretches you a little bit, but not too much. And make sure that you put a value on it, so you actually know what you're working to, and jot it down. That's the first thing. The second thing you need to do is work out the content that you need to help you achieve this goal. Now, try and create a maximum of 5 types of content and repurpose what you've got. And remember, by creating 3, we can reuse it, we can repurpose it, but it gives you a good foundation to work for. So let's look at some examples. If you want to get 3 more sales, you may need to create things like an FAQ sheet on products or services, so common questions that you're asked, the benefits of your product or service. You may want to create your marketing message specific for that product or service. And remember, it's got to be focused on who you are, what benefits you bring, who your ideal client is, and what their problems are. Then you may also want to list kind of some life-changing results that you'll bring, or testimonials if you've already offered the product or service. And then you may want some imagery of the product. So there's 5 pieces of content that you need to create. And you need to do this on day 2 because then it will give you the foundation for later on. So if you increase satisfaction, you would need things like a survey to share. You'd need figures on where you are now so you know what you're based on. You need some reviews that you have now so you can pick them apart, work out what you're doing well, what you need to improve. You'd need a list of your past clients and maybe a list of the things you want to work on and kind of what results you specifically want. So do you want more positive reviews? Things like that. And if you want more reviews, you need to work out the platform and how you're going to do that. So maybe an instruction manual for your customers. If you want to increase awareness, maybe you may need an article on you, an article on the benefits of your business, a marketing message for your general business, identify clearly what makes you different, and maybe again have some striking imagery. So the idea with this is on day 2, by the end of day 2, you'll know what you want to achieve, and you'll also have 5 things that you can use. You can recycle, you can base your blog posts on, you can base your social media posts on, and things like that. So it gives you a good foundation of what you're working with. So then day 3, you need to plan for the next 14 days what posts you're going to do on your chosen platform. And don't forget to use stories. Stories are a great way of sharing information. They only last 24 hours, so if it all goes wrong, it doesn't actually matter. No one's ever going to see it again. But people do like stories because they have this huge fear of missing out. So if you can do some good stories within those 14 days, that would be amazing. And literally they take, I think Instagram's 15 seconds, so it's not long. I think it's the most 60 seconds. So just have a play around and use it as a time to experiment, but still have that content plan in place. And you need to, when you're creating that content plan, think about this post plan, your 14-day post plan. You need to think about what content you've created so that you can utilize that in your posts. You can lift bits, you can kind of use it as inspiration, things like that. But when you're creating your social media plan, and there is a guide on this in the workbook that I'm going to give you, use the rule of thirds. So make sure 1/3 of your posts is shares about you and your business, so behind the scenes, your customers. 1/3 is sales related, so this can be testimonials, this can be results that your customers have told you, or it can literally be, I've got this on offer at the moment. Or it can be storytelling, why you've developed that product. So it doesn't all have to be hard sales, if that makes sense. And then the final third is shares from other companies. So anything that would influence your clients that you don't create, but is from kind of key magazines, key blogs, news articles. So for example, if your client is a mum in her 30s with 2 children she's trying to homeschool, you could share articles on homeschooling, that kind of thing. But make sure it's not from you, because people like to hear that you're well-rounded and you've got kind of outside influencers coming in. And then let's look at what posts you'd include if your aim is to get kind of more sales. You'd use the 1/3 of posts to share your service or product. So you'd be very specific about sales. You'd include the benefits, images of it, any special offers you've got going on, any testimonials. If you want to increase satisfaction, then you'd be make sure 1/3 of your posts is about you and your business, and kind of asking for testimonials, asking questions, getting feedback. Maybe include kind of an offer if they do supply kind of a review, or if they complete a satisfaction form. And then if you want to increase awareness about your brand or your business, you might be using the 1/3 of posts about you or your business to share kind of what makes you special, what makes you different, how you got to this place, what stories you've kind of got, what the reason you started your business. And stories are a great way to experiment. They differ every 24 hours and they can get really good engagement. So don't forget to use those. So that task takes a little bit longer on day 3, but then day 4 is quite a fun task. Now, I'm presuming most of you are on Facebook and most of your clients are on there because we're on here at the moment, but it can be used on LinkedIn. So day 4's task is to find out where your ideal client is and what groups they're in, join those groups and make a list of the days they allow promotions or any shares from business. So literally list down the groups and list down what day you're allowed to promote yourself. And then on those days, make sure that you share benefits that you bring, the link to your kind of group or your website or your product or your survey, anything like that, and an image. And make sure you use those days every day within the next fortnight. So don't wake up and think, oh, I don't feel like doing it today. It can take 10 minutes. You'll already have all the documentation because you created the stuff you want to share on day 2. So you literally be copy and pasting it to Facebook on the days of the promotional posts. Don't forget, in this group it's Thursday, but use those days because that's how you're going to help increase your kind of customer base and increase kind of people who are coming to you. And if your aim is satisfaction, you can use those days to kind of find out what people's pain points are, or you can share the results that you've already given. So that's what you can kind of tailor what you classify as a promotional post depending on your end goal. Then on day 5, I need you to create some new imagery. Now this imagery needs to be for your Facebook cover photo, the big one, your Facebook business page cover photo, and your website. And you need to show visually something to do with your aims. So if you've got a sales related goal, you need to show really attractive photos of your product. You need to make your benefits clear. If your aim is to increase satisfaction, you need to share something about, I'm asking for reviews at the moment, or I love to hear my customer reviews, to encourage people who go on your Facebook page to do that. And then if your kind of aim is to increase your awareness, you need to have an image of your product services, briefly describe the benefits, and also include a link to your website. So this could be simply writing www. whatever it is, or it could put find out more at my Facebook page or group at. So you need to create these visuals, you need to be sharing them, you need to make sure they're prominent on your personal Facebook page, your business Facebook page, and also your website. I've just seen another couple of people have come on, so say hi, let me know where you are. I'm currently running through the tasks that I want you to do every day for the next 14 days to achieve a specific marketing goal that you've got. We're up to day 6. I'm not going to run through them now, but I will run through at the end. And there will be a free workbook to accompany today's video. So day 6 is you've got to write 2 blog posts. And you've got to do one for this week and one for next week. And again, by going back to that content pack that we created on day 2, you've got your foundation to your blog posts. So this isn't going to take too long. You've already got your notes and you've already got what you want to tell people. So you literally just need to type it up and put it on your blog. And if you haven't got a blog, put it on Facebook, put it on LinkedIn, do an Instagram post about it. But almost, if you can, create 2 blog posts, one for this week and one for next. Then day 7, this is probably one of my most exciting tasks. I love doing this. You need to find some blogs or groups that are either looking for guest bloggers or speakers and go and put yourself forward. Now, if you don't like speaking, don't go and speak, do a blog. If you don't like writing, go and speak. Now, what you will share depends on their location and their needs and who their audience is, but it should also be influenced by your aim for the 2 weeks. So if you want to sell more, you may need to subtly mention the benefits your product or service brings. If you want to increase customer satisfaction, mention a customer review or a change that you brought to your customers, or the fact that you like hearing off your customers, and that's the way you kind of keep growing. Or if you want to increase your awareness, include your own story or include what makes you different, so how you got there. Because we all came to this in such different ways. And then day 8, I think I'm on. Let me just check. Sorry. Yeah. So day 8 is This is a scary one for most people. Try and do 2 live videos. Now, obviously day 8, you've already gone through 1 week. You need to go through kind of the notes on doing in the workbook before you start all this, because although I've given you 14 tasks, they are kind of, some of them are 2 weeks, but I couldn't fit them all in the first week. So if you can, do 2 live videos or do 2 podcasts. Now, if you do videos, they can be shared on Facebook. I think they can be shared on Insta TV as well. They can be shared on your website. If you do an audio, you can still turn it into a video and share it on Facebook. If not, just include a link and maybe launch it on a separate podcasting platform, but promote it on Facebook, if that makes sense. So that's day 8, is to do 2 live videos or 2 podcasts. And again, use the content that you created in day 2. So the whole point of this is repurposing, reusing, making the most of what you've already done and not having to create 14 new pieces of content. Day 9 is a really simple one. Send an email out to your email list. Now again, you need to do this really in week 1 and week 2. I suggest maybe day 3 and day 10. And if you're looking for kind of customer reviews, you can simply send emails out about, look, these are the reviews I've got. This is how you can review me. If you want to increase awareness, you can include something like, this is me, this is my story. If you know anyone else that's interested, please forward on this email. Or if it's sales, it could be sales posts. It can be quite obvious. I've got this on offer at the moment, price. It could be a bit more subtle. This is the result you'll get if you use my product or service. I'm sorry, my internet seems to be playing up. So if you're having issues, please let me know. And I can always re-record it after. But I seem to be flashing on my little screen. So hope you guys can watch me okay. Okay, so day 10 is send a personal message or pick up the phone and call your past clients. Start to build that relationship with them. So ask them a question, check out how they're doing. Don't just go in and ask them to help you get your goal. So start with a question, start to build relationships, see how they're doing, see if they've got any struggles. If they're a past client and you need more testimonials, just ask them. Say, I'm reviewing my testimonial page on my website. I was really wondering if you could just fill in this customer satisfaction survey for me. Or if you've got an offer, tell them about the offer, tell them about the product and benefits and why it might suit their needs now. But don't go in, if they're kind of, say you've got 10 customers and 9 of them are struggling, don't go in hard selling, because that's just going to annoy them. Just figure out how they're doing, figure out what position they're in, and if your product or service would help them at this time, or if you've got an offer, that's the point to go in and kind of give them a bit more information. Or looking to increase awareness, just say, how are you doing? Get to know them, build that relationship again, and then just say, I'm looking for more people to join my group, or I want to help more people at the moment. I'm doing these freebies, doing some free training sessions. Please invite them in or let them know about my business, and that would be amazing. Then day 12. Now this is the one that can feel a little bit awkward, but it can bring amazing results. Now obviously if you're at day 12, we're at the point where kind of you've done most of the work, you've posts been going out every day, they've been working towards this goal. So day 12, although you could get a few kind of last minute rush purchases, I like to think of these days as kind of taking your foot a bit off the pedal, still working towards your goals, but maybe looking at different ways to do it. So for me, for day 12, I would recommend that you speak to business owners with similar products. So not kind of in direct competition, but complementary products and services, and just start to build relationships. Just email them and say, hi, I'm doing this. I just wanted to see how you were getting on at the moment because I wanted to build relationships with people in the industry. Some will ignore you, which is absolutely fine, but others will actually kind of be interested and will talk to you and things like that. Then day 13, I want you to go and create some top tips, or one top tip, you don't have to share all of them, and go and share them on those groups. So earlier in the fortnight, I got you to write down a list of groups where your ideal client was and promotional days. I want you to go into those groups on day 13 and just share a tip or two that you've got with a photo of you. And then the idea is they will then go and look at your Facebook page and they will see that visual that you created back in week 1 and they will suddenly be interested. They will go and find out more information and maybe they'll kind of visit your website, they'll like your Facebook page, things like that. And then day 14, I was kind of thinking, what should you do on day 14? It's pretty obvious and you should do it throughout the 2 weeks, but you should be answering any inquiries that you have. So if you do get a message saying, what about this? Let me know. If you do get a question about your products or services or about your whatever goal you've got and you've kind of got feedback and people are responding to you and interacting, then you need to be always answering any inquiries that you get. So I very quickly, and I do apologise because it was very quick, giving you 14 activities that you can do to work towards your marketing goal over the next 2 weeks. Now, bear in mind, some goals will take longer to achieve. If you want 500 members of your group, that's going to take a lot longer than trying to get 1 sales. But what I've tried to do is break it down so that you can see over a 2-week period what you should be doing to grow your business and what activities you should be doing regularly to make sure that you grow your business. And I also wanted to show you that it doesn't have to take forever. But if you do one thing every day, you are going to see amazing results because over 10 days, you're going to have done 10 things. If you do it over 30 days, you're going to have done over 30. And if you can only afford 5 minutes every day building visibility, that's still worth so much time because after 10 days, that's an hour of it. So it can fit in around your life. It can fit in around whatever we're having to deal with at the moment. So marketing isn't a huge task and it doesn't have to be daunting. It can literally be small activities. Now, as I've said, so much information here and I have done a worksheet to accompany this and I will put it up now. And it will be available until Wednesday. Now, if you know anyone else that would benefit from this or benefit from the group, please invite them in. I've not had any questions pop up, but I'll wait a few minutes just to find out. I've only got 1 person watching live. If you do have any questions on replay, please leave them and I'll get back to you. And I'm going to tell you quickly what we're doing next week. So next week, we're going to do something a bit different. I'm going to do a brainstorming session. So I will be on hand on live video to answer any questions that you've got, work out any goals that you want to do, and kind of just get some feedback from me about anything you're working on or any feedback from anyone in the group. So if you've got any questions that you want to ask in the meantime, please let me know. You can message me and it would just be great because then I can be kind of a bit more tailored to you and what you're dealing with at the moment. And then the following week is going to be looking at how you can be heard in a noisy world because we all know everyone's online at the moment. So it will be looking at that. But next week will be kind of a bit goal setting. We're at the start of a new month and it will be kind of taking kind of stock of where we are and where we want to go. And we may know more about what's going to happen then as well. Now, there's been no questions coming up. Julie, she missed number 11. Let me just check for you. I've got it all written down, so bear with me. I'm just going to go back through my notes. Sorry, bear with me. I haven't got my document. Number 11. Right. No, you're right. I missed out number 11. Well done, Julie. That's good for me. Let me get my notes up. I'm sorry about that. This is what happens when you're doing things in a rush earlier. Bear with me, Julie. Sorry about this. I apologise. I'm just going to get my computer notes up. Julie. Videos are always wrong. So day 11. Okay. So first, seeing what it's saying. Yeah, okay. So day 11 is different, and it is going through those groups that back in day. God, I know exactly what day. Day 4. So day 11 is to go through all of those groups, and it's to go to any questions that have been at your topic, and it can be any last month really, so that you start to position yourself as an expert and just give value. 11. I'm so sorry about that, Julie. That's what day 11 is. So go back and all that kind of in the last month have been asked around your product, your service, kind of what benefits you bring. And if there's opportunities, people are and you sell gifts, maybe suggest some gifts. So don't use it as a hard sell, but use it as a kind of, look, I'm here and I've got the information. So again, they'll come back to you, they'll come back to your Facebook page, your personal one, they'll see what you offer, and then they'll go onto your business page, and then they will participate in whatever way you want them to achieve your goal. So I hope that's helped, Julie. Thank you for raising that for me. There haven't been any more questions, so I'm going to because I know it's nearly 7 o'clock and everyone's probably away to collapse in front of the TV or put children to bed or eat tea, whatever's going on in your life. As I said, next week's going to be a bit of a Q&A, so if you've got any questions, I'd love to help you with them. If you've got anything that you want to work out or just thrash out, I'll be on live so you can chat to me, and the week after will be kind of staying in a noisy world. No problems, Julie. I'm sorry about that. Thank you for reminding me. And yeah, have a lovely week. Take care. Stay safe. Stay sane. And if you have any questions, as always, please leave them on the live. And also let me know if you watched or watched on replay. So take care. Have a lovely week. And I will see you next week. Bye.